Welcome to Healthy for Life. This is your last webinar. This is the graduation webinar. So I spent some time looking for a picture to go on this one, just something that I felt like was positive and that reflected kind of a variety of different places that people could be in as of graduation. So this is what I settled on. All of these things may or may not apply to you, but they all seemed like they were positive and could be something that you could focus on, especially the enjoy life. So that's what I chose for the picture for our graduation session today. We always have our first things first. So one more time, unless you choose to continue to do it yourself, is checking out and taking a minute to reflect on how your last month went with whatever your goals might be at this point. If you're still taking your weight, you can record that on your weight chart. You can absolutely still continue to use the weight chart and or the food log. And like I've said previously, I definitely encourage the use of the food log, at least sporadically, just to kind of take your temperature, if you will, or to check in and make sure everything is still going the way that you want it to. It doesn't mean that you have to do it all the time at this point, unless that's your goal and that's something that's helpful for you. But it is good to do it every now and then. And the same with the weight. And the weight, I know, can be a very touchy thing and it doesn't work for everybody, but if it's something that you can do, it's a great way to monitor how you're doing, especially if you're not tracking your food or doing anything else. It's a simple way, like maybe, once a week or once a month, just to check in with that and see how you're doing. So make sure to make any notes, any reflections that you want to make. Since this is your graduation session, maybe just even write on there, great job. If you're here in person or you're watching this later and you've gotten all the way to the graduation session, great job. Maybe just reach over and pat yourself on the back. That's quite the accomplishment in and of itself, much less everything else that you were doing as we went through. So good job with that. So to complete the program, decide how you want to continue, because chances are for most of you, it's graduation, but it's graduation like many other graduations. It doesn't mean that you stop doing what you're doing. It means that you may move to doing it a little bit of a different way. You may need to look at it or tweak at it, but it's definitely a time for celebration to say, yes, good job. Pat yourself on the back at least. I do have a graduation certificate and I would be happy to give that to you, but I need to know your address. So if you want a graduation certificate, I will send that to you. Just send me your address via email, or you can call me, or however is best to reach out. So if you want one of those, let me know and I'll mail it out to you. And then think about how it is that you want to continue. Since we're not going to have ongoing webinars anymore, how is it that you want to continue? I know in the past when I've done this, I've had people say, oh gosh, I want to turn around and do it all again. And they just start it over. And the great news is that since you all have been helpful to me in allowing me to record the sessions, they are all posted online and you can go and access them at any time, which means you can do a self-study, Healthy for Life. You can just start it right over again if you want to. You can go back and reference specific sessions. If you're thinking in your head, oh gosh, I know we talked about this at one point, you can get on there and you can access that session and refresh your memory or refresh your inspiration or whatever it might be. So decide how you want to continue. Graduation continuing on your own, graduation maybe starting it again, or graduation and then adding in maybe something that can help you that looks a little different than the group webinars, but there's lots of other things that are out there. Maybe you want to try something new. Health coaching, of course, is available. You can contact me if you want to. I'm going to go through some other places where you can get health coaching through the state plan. There's lots of options there, lots of resources. You don't have to do this alone. So graduation with continuing support is an option for you. And then you're going to want to think about, probably all of you, what is involved with the healthy weight incentive, and if that's something that you want to apply for. So I'm going to go through what the healthy weight incentive is, and then I will give you an opportunity for questions. So the healthy weight incentive is an opportunity for you to earn a $200 incentive. It is taxable, so it's technically a little less than that once they apply taxes to it, but it's a $200 incentive. The requirements for earning the incentive, you can see, are simplified and summarized there on the page. So if you're at this graduation session, you've met at least one of those requirements, which is to show participation in one of the 3 eligible programs for at least 4 months. At this point, you've been participating in Healthy for Life for a year, so you definitely meet that. Healthy for Life is one of the 3 eligible programs. The other 2 being Weight Watchers or the diabetes prevention programs, which Healthy for Life is based on. So those are also options for you for continuing support, or if you wanted to try a different program. You can earn a healthy weight incentive one time per plan member per plan year. So if you turn around and you do the Healthy for Life self-study program again, or you do Weight Watchers again, or you do diabetes prevention program again, those being the 3 eligible programs, then next year you could apply for the healthy weight incentive again if you meet all of the requirements. So that's one requirement, at least 4 months in an eligible program, which you've met. The second requirement is to show proof of 10% weight loss or achievement of a normal or healthy, I see that on some charts, a normal or a healthy BMI. So either of those is the second requirement. And then the third requirement is showing participation in regular physical activity. And this is really something where we don't require that from a third party. You can just write us a note that says, you know, I typically walk 3 days a week with my dog after work, or I go to the gym and I do 4 classes a day, or I take 2 15-minute walking, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be 4 months worth of exercise logs. It just needs to be a summary of what you generally do for your exercise, because we can't, when we were working on developing this incentive, we couldn't in good conscience develop an incentive without making it important that exercise is an important part of a healthy weight. So that is the third requirement. Then the fourth requirement is, once you've met those 3 requirements, you fill out the Healthy for Weight incentive, the Healthy for Life incentive application form, which I emailed to all of you before this, but I'm going to pull it up and show it to you here in a second as well. So you'll fill that out. You'll attach the required documentation that shows you've met the other 3 requirements, and then you send that in to us. And then we will look at that, make sure you met the requirements, and then say, yep, we are going to award you the Healthy Weight incentive. All right, so you should all be able to see the Healthy for Life incentive application form. I emailed this to you if you were a live participant when I recorded this. I emailed this to you. If you're not a live participant, you're watching this later, it's available on our website. I'm going to give you that link in here in just a second, okay? So here's the incentive application form. So as you go through this, you can see we ask you for your identifying information, so we know who to award the incentive to. We ask you to initial that this is a taxable benefit, like I already said. And then here's the required documentation, section 4. So here it says to send copies of all documentation, not the originals, because we're not going to send them back to you. So it's a check mark. So you look at this, and weight loss record. So applicants must show 10% weight loss or normal BMI at program completion. Documentation must be attached showing weight measurements from a health screening or doctor's office, one from before or at the start of the program, and one within 3 months after program completion, or at whatever point in time you achieved that 10% weight loss. So if you're not quite there and you achieve it here in a couple of months, then that is totally okay. Just that 3 months is kind of more just to get people not to wait 2 years and then send it in. So if you get to if you're not quite to your 10% and you get to it in the next couple months, that's just fine. So just show us, we need to verify you've actually lost 10% of your body weight or got to a normal BMI. The program participation record for Healthy for Life, it's a little bit different than the other two because Healthy for Life requires you to go fill out the surveys after each webinar that you watch. So when you fill out the surveys, that gets a date stamp. So really there's nothing for you to attach as far as a program participation record. When I get this incentive request, I go out into SurveyMonkey and I say, okay, I can see Kim did her surveys the way that she needed to and that she participated for 4 months in the program. And that will give you that program participation record for Healthy for Life specifically. And then the physical activity record, I kind of already talked about that, but it lists in there too. Documentation, maybe a copy of a typical week from an exercise log, gym attendance, or written inside statement outlining a typical week's worth of activity. So then you sign it and date it, attach the required documentation, and send it back to us. So simple as that. Tell me what questions you have that I can answer for you. Does a Fitbit log for activity work? Sure. You don't have to send me 4 months worth of your Fitbit log. Just send me a typical week. Yeah, that definitely works. How do we show proof of weight loss? So that can be a weight measurement from the doctor's office, from your health screening that you had last year, from your health screening you're going to have again this year. So if you had a health screening last year, you have a health screening this year, your weight's listed on that, you can send that in. You can go to your doctor's office and have them weigh you, or even just call them on the phone and say, hey, I need you to send me my most recent weight. And I've had nurses sign a form that says so-and-so weighed this much at her last appointment. Anything like that. The only thing it can't be is you saying, this is how much I weigh. It has to be some sort of third party proof, if you will, but documentation to show that you've actually lost the weight. So hopefully that helps. Tell me if not. So Kyle, an example of what documentation for physical activity looks like would be me picking up a piece of paper and saying, I typically, during a typical week, I will go to Body Pump twice a week and I will do yoga once a week. Right? And then you sign it and date it and send it along with your stuff. It can be as simple as that. It can be a Fitbit log, like I just talked about with the other question, anything like that. What if you need more than 3 months to finish your 10%? That's totally okay. That's totally okay. At the point at which you achieve your 10% weight loss, that's when you send everything in. Like I said, that 3 months is more just kind of an arbitrary timeline to tell people, hey, you can't wait forever to tell us that this happened. not that you would once you know about it, but that's kind of where it's at. So it's pretty loose as far as like, you did the Healthy for Life, you graduated in February, and then you got to your 10% weight loss in April or June. At that point in time, then send it in to us, and that'll be fine. Okay, I was recently on meds that tend to have people gain weight, and I tried to, oops, it's got away from me. And I tried to rein it in my diet during that month as much as I could. Yeah, that's totally okay, Jessica. And, you know, once you get off that medication and you've stabilized yourself again, then just turn it in at that time. Or if you got to 10% before that and you have those measurements, you can send that in too. That's fine. And I'm not near my 10% anymore. I'm stressed that it might take me another 6 months to learn what works on these meds. Yeah, that's okay. Like I just said, if you got to 10% and then you came up from that, again, it's still okay to submit that reimbursement. You can do that. And then if it takes you all of next year and you go and do another eligible program next year to help you do that, then you can submit and you can earn the Healthy Weight Incentive again in 2023. So you can earn it once per plan year if you want to, because we know some people, that's why the incentive is written as 10% weight loss or achieving a normal BMI, because We want to reward both things. And it doesn't have to be 10% from what you were 20 years ago. It has to be 10% from the first weight that you send us. So if you gain some weight back and then you lose 10% of that weight again, you know, take the measurement from when you started to lose the weight again, and then give it to us once you've lost the 10% from that point. That's all that we're interested in. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Jess, we're samesies. Kimmy answered it. Okay. I'm back into training again for my triathlon. Oh, fun. Oh, good deal. You'll have to let me know how it goes, Jessica. Yeah, it's that time. I've got a friend that's training for a marathon right now. And she's, I kind of guilted her into it because I had another friend that tried to get me to run the marathon with her, but I have some back problems. So running for that far isn't great for me. So I actually referred her to my other friend. And my other friend was like, why did you do that? Now I have to do it. Cracks me up. So awesome. Great triathlons. But then actually my friend, after she said that to me, said, I actually find that more motivating than just going to the gym to work out. Like to have some sort of goal other than just maintaining my weight or being healthy. I like to have the goal of I'm going to run a marathon, I'm going to do a triathlon. And I think, Jessica, you're probably very much the same. So that's cool. All righty. So any other questions about the healthy weight incentive? If you think of something, it helps keep my workouts fair. That's for sure. Yep. Swimming, running, biking for sure. So if you think of any other questions, please let me know. I included the link to our website. Our website has a very, very thorough discussion. Lots of words on that web page. It answers almost all the questions. It gets down into the nitty-gritty about the healthy weight incentive. That's also where you can find that form that we just looked at is on that web page right there. So benefits.nt.gov, Live Life Well, wellness programs, and then healthy weight incentives is the path that you follow. All right, so here's some other benefits that I wanted to make sure that you were aware of. I know that this doesn't apply necessarily to all of you, but I wanted to make sure that you were aware of these benefits. This goes along with the handout that I sent to you if you're in the live session right now. I emailed you a handout of the benefits outline chart. And so this goes along with that benefits outline chart. There's obviously a lot more on there than what I've listed on this slide. I'm going to show you what that looks like here in just a second. But I wanted to point out some things that I felt like were applicable, closely related, if you will, to the Healthy for Life program. So Walk with Ease is actually our partners over at DPHHS at the arthritis program offer the Walk with Ease program. It's entirely online. It's an excellent program for those with chronic conditions or beginning exercisers. Obviously, since it's the arthritis program that does it, when it first started, it was targeted for people who have arthritis. So if that's any of you out there in arthritis and movement is difficult for you, the Walk with Ease program is a great way to just kind of keep you moving, because they're not saying do more, do more, do more. They're saying do something. Whatever you can do today, just do something, and then you record it, and they send you motivation as you go along. It's entirely free. It doesn't cost any money. So if that's something that's of interest to you, that link is available on our website. I'll show you where it's at here in just a second. The Stay Active Challenge coming again, likely in June. I'm going to say maybe, because we don't have a definite date for that, but we're going to do it similar to last year, we're hoping. If you're in Helena, then we're going to do that. We're going to aim for the outdoor health fair again to kick it off. So that's something that's kind of fun, where you can do an 8-week challenge, physical activity challenge, teams of any size. It can be just you, or it can be, you know, however many of your coworkers or friends or family that you want to join you. And then you do an 8-week physical stay active challenge where you track your physical activity. So that's coming up, and that's a great way just to, you know, connect with people. And if you want me to do a Healthy for Life team again this year, I will. Just let me know. I'll be a team captain for you. You can be on my team or whatever, or set up your own team. Anything works. Health coaching is available to you. There's all kinds of health coaching that's available to you. I want to take you to our webpage and show you all of the different health coaching options. Yeah, what does health coaching entail? I love the Stay Active Challenge. Yeah, Janice, I love it. And Jessica says, what does health coaching entail? So there's slightly different health coaching, and I'm going to take you through those. So I think you will be interested in this. So hang on just a second here. All right, so this is the healthcare and benefits website. So if you see in that black bar along the top, Live Life Well, right? So you hover over that. When you get in there, if you hover over wellness programs, just to show you, to back up a little bit, here's the healthy weight incentive, right? So that's another way, rather than typing in that whole long link that I gave you. You can also get there that way, just by going to benefits.mt.gov, hover over Live Life Well, wellness programs, and then healthy weight incentive. Here's Healthy for Life, of course, if you want to access any of the sessions that we've already done. And then I was going to show you health coaching. So if I go right here to health coaching, so I went to Live Life Well, pulled it down, and there's health coaching. So this talks about all the different kinds of ways that you can do health coaching through the plan. So there's health coaches available through the Montana Health Center. Those health coaches are available virtually or in person. And there's a registered dietitian, exercise physiologist, behavioral health coach. There is now a licensed clinical or a counselor that's available at the health centers, and that's brand new. We haven't even advertised it widely yet, but there is counseling available at the health centers as well as part of this. I know a lot of us, as we're going through the weight, kind of the healthy weight journey, if you will, have discovered that there's some thought processes that happen. There's some history that's happened that needs to be addressed, or that would be helpful to be addressed. So that's a great person to go start with. If you feel like that's you, available through the health center. You can also contact the EAP, the Employee Assistance Program, and there's 6 free sessions available through that. So you can do that. There's digital health coaching, which is available through My Active Health. So that's not like a real health coach that you're working with. It's more like you go to their site and you click on the condition that you have, and it has like interactive videos and stuff that you can do. So there's that. There's the dietary, nutrition, or diabetes education sessions that are available to you, up to 3 per plan year, with a certified diabetes educator, registered dietitian, doctor, nurse practitioner, etc. So the caveats to that is, in order for that not to have an out-of-pocket cost, you need to see a participating provider. And it's only 3 sessions per year, but that's great. If some of you have diabetes and you want to see a certified diabetes educator to get that extra assistance with monitoring the diabetes, then that's a great benefit for you to be aware of. Also, number 4 there, you can work with me if you want to. That's me, the HCBD Wellness Program Manager. So if none of these other ones work for you, or you're just not comfortable, you just want to talk to me and hear the melodious sound of my voice, I'm available to you for health coaching as a registered dietitian. And then the final one there is the Allegiance Nurse Health Coaching Program. This is health coaching over the telephone with registered nurses. So it's available to people who have some chronic conditions. So if you have asthma, chronic kidney disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, chronic pain, congestive heart failure, coronary artery disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you will be eligible to participate in the nurse health coaching over the telephone if you would like to do that. And of course, since you're working with a registered nurse, they'll get a little bit more into like the medication side of it, and they can answer those kinds of questions for you more so than I can as a registered dietitian. So that's why that's available to you. So that's what health coaching looks like. Let me know. The type of health coaching that they do, just kind of go back to your question, the type of health coaching they do varies a little bit depending on who you reach out to. But typically speaking, it's a telephone or in-person session as often as you choose to have it happen. So it can be once a week, once a month, twice a year, whatever, 1 session and then you're done. where you get on the phone and you talk about, what's going on, what your goals are, and then the health coach works with you to try and focus your attention onto your goals. So it's very individually focused, if you will. And it's up to you how often you do it and if you do it or not, and who you want to do it with. If you want to do it with a registered nurse, if you need some behavioral health, like you want to quit using nicotine, if you want to focus on your diet, there's registered dietitians. So there's lots of options out there. So if you're still not sure, like you're interested, but you're not sure your particular thing, who would be best to start with, then just give me a call or send me an email and I can help streamline it for you. All right, so one more thing to show you here is the wellness program benefits chart. So this is what I emailed out to you, those of you on the live session. This is where it lives if you're not on the live session. And I really sent this to you because I wanted you to know kind of the length and breadth of the wellness, the Live Life Well wellness program. A lot of times people think Live Life Well and they think incentive. And that's really not what it is. It's the Live Life Well wellness program. And if you look at that, these are kind of really high 20,000 foot level view of what those benefits are. So right up at the top, there's the Live Life Well incentive program. That started over again on November 1st. Health screening appointments are open, and then you just have to go in and self-report that you've completed eligible provider visit and that you're nicotine free in order to earn that incentive no later than October 31st. So that's right at the top. There's disease management programs. One that I haven't pointed out yet that's on my slide when I go back to it is that last one in the disease management program section. The at-work chronic disease management program is more like, it's not health coaching, it's more like a group session that they do where like-minded people with similar concerns or challenges with going to work with a chronic disease meet together and just, talk about it and talk about what's coming up. And so there's a group leader and they kind of have some topics for you to talk about. You can talk about whatever you want to. So I know they're going to be starting a new one of those here very soon, the chronic disease management programs. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know and I can get your information over to DPHHS. So I wanted to let you know about that as well. There's the blood pressure program. If any of you struggle with blood pressure, that blood pressure management program is for people who have high blood pressure or high blood pressure readings, and it offers you a free at-home blood pressure cuff that you get to keep. So that's a great thing to point out. We have disease prevention programs, talked about health coaching, diabetes prevention program. We have Allegiance Nurse Health Coaching, digital participating provider, talked about all of that already. Nicotine cessation programs are available to you if you need that. There's a couple that are free. There's other ones I know that are out there. Anything you choose works. Weight management, of course, you know about those. Prenatal maternity benefits, if that's a place that you're at in your life, it's really good to know that there is benefits in place for that. Both for breastfeeding and also as a prenatal program, the maternity management program. The Stay Active Challenges, Summer Challenge, Holiday Challenge. Last year we did Stay Active and Holiday Challenge. We didn't do a Summer Challenge. We'll see what happens this year. I'm actually really excited, and this hasn't quite come to fruition yet, but the 1,000-mile challenge idea that we discussed in a previous webinar that you all gave me the idea for is something that I am looking forward to bringing to the Live Life Well Wellness program this year. So I'm thinking, that was you, wasn't it, Kyle? Yeah, he said, yay. So what I'm still thinking about, like, is it going to be 1,000-mile challenge? Yep. Is it going to be 100-mile challenge? What's it going to look like? But I'm going to put that together and hopefully be able to give like a cool sticker or, something like that, like the marathon stickers you can put on the back of your car. But Kyle, since it was you or any of you that are on here, really, if you have ideas for, what might be motivating or cool for that program, let me know, because I am in the process of designing it right now. So that's something that I will hopefully get to add to this sheet here this year. Preventive benefits that are available to you. Of course, the health screenings, I already mentioned those. And flu shots, routine vaccinations, cancer screenings or FIT tests. And those are the take-home colon cancer tests that are available for people who don't have a lot of, well, it depends on if you're available for those, but those are both available depending on what your history is. And then, of course, the COVID-19 vaccines. And then the employee assistance program. I talked about that already with the 6 free sessions. And then if you scroll down, there's contact for all of it. So if you see at the end of all these things, there's a number, right? So that's your reference to look down and say, oh, I'm interested in that. So then you look down at the bottom, you say, okay, this is who I contact for more information. So I wanted you to see that just to give you kind of that bigger view of all the resources and benefits that are available to you. All right. So let me know. Oh yeah, the Asthma Care Hometown program is pretty awesome. I'm really glad I enrolled in that. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I didn't mention the Asthma Care Hometown program specifically. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So there's actually 2 that are available through the Montana Family Pharmacies. That's who we partner with for those. There's the asthma program, which does offer discounts on asthma medications. And then there's also the diabetes management program, which offers discounts on diabetes supplies. So if either of those are of interest to you, and I have heard really, really good things about the asthma program too. Teresa, you're more than welcome. She said, thank you. An awesome program. Okay, so moving forward, keep tracking, of course, if that's helpful for you. There's no pressure to do it on your own. Like I just went through, it's totally up to you how you want to move forward. Just starting from today, how do you want to move forward? Let me know how I can help, of course. And then I lost my cursor again. Hold on just a second. What do we have to end with? Calvin, right? So Calvin and Hobbes is like you and me having the dance, right? Hopefully you had some fun as you went through. You learned a lot. I so enjoyed spending this time with you. I look forward to hearing from you in the future. Don't be a stranger. Reach out to me if you have any questions or if you just want to let me know how you're doing. If you're in Helena, come visit me at the Stay Active Health Fair and we can all take it out. Nice job, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions and I hope you have a great day. Are all more than welcome. Yeah, the asthma program tracks your asthma symptoms every quarter and gets discounts on inhalers. The University of Montana tracks it and calls every 3 months. They're wonderful and provide lots of education information. Yep. Great. Yep, you're all more than welcome. I'll see you later.